Hi, welcome to the NextGen show. Um, my name is Becky Humko. I am the host with the mostest today. And today we are here with Kelsey Proper. She is actually a fitness industry professional for over 10 years. She's a competitive national fitness athlete as well. And she now works with individuals to help them be healthy and wellness. So we are going to learn what are the best ways to be healthy and well with Kelsey. So welcome, Kelsey.
Hey, Becky. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Thank you so
Live studio audience. We got here.
Hey, it's a pandemic. We got to do what we got to do, right?
Exactly. We're going to get people here. We're going to get people here. So, so thank you for coming on today. Really appreciate it. As a fitness and wellness coach, what are some of the things that you find as a common challenge for us?
I think I can speak for myself personally, and this is kind of a consistency that I see with some people, but it is consistency, and I think that it gets very easy to look at a diet as a whole and have like a 0 or 100% mentality with it, in any kind of health and fitness regimen. And it's either it's you're not doing one or you're doing it 100%. And I think a lot of people end up getting kind of lost in the middle of that. And one of the things that I think is a great remedy for that is finding some kind of health program or wellness program or diet program that really allows you, that really works for you and your lifestyle. So there's all sorts of different diets out there. There's all sorts of different training regimens, everything like that. But it's not going to all work the same for every single person. Some people have different needs. Some people have different schedules. Some people have different lifestyles as a whole, allergies, food allergies, certain workouts they can do, certain workouts they can't do. So really kind of narrowing it down to what works for you and coming up with a plan or a product or a regimen that will work for you and will make it able for you to be consistent with whatever you're trying to do. I think that is one of the best ways to remedy that challenge, because I know for me personally, if I fall off a diet, then it's it's the end of the world, and it's you got to get back on that bicycle and keep going. But nowadays, my goals have shifted a little bit from, I'm not a competitive athlete anymore. Now I'm more into focusing on longevity and health, for the rest of my life. So my diet is a lot different from what it looked like then, and my most important thing, or the thing that I place the most value on nowadays, is the mental perspective of it, and having a healthy relationship with food, having a healthy relationship with my exercise regimen. That way, if I miss a day, it's not the end of the world. And if I eat a cookie when maybe I shouldn't have eaten a cookie, it's not the end of the world. I can get back on the bicycle and keep going with that. So I think that's the most.
I don't think many people have a healthy relationship, unfortunately, with food. Because there's so much with emotional eating, and especially with what's happening in our world over the last year or so, that is definitely been a change for that as well.
I agree.
So, all right. So, as for something that consistency is a problem and a challenge for all kinds of things. So are there any small habit changing things that you can think of that you may suggest to our viewers?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things to tell people is I think it's so easy to get so excited when you see a new diet plan or a new exercise plan, and I see this so much with people coming into the new year. I think health and wellness goals are super common coming into the new year, and I see so many people that this is it. This is the year. I'm going to go right after it. And I'm going to start. I'm going to do this crazy diet. And then I'm going to put this crazy exercise regimen on it. I think it's super important to not try to make a million changes all at once. I think making small little changes to, whether it's increasing your diet or your water intake, or lessening the amount of carbohydrates that you're having, being a little bit more conscious of the time windows that you're eating food. I know for me personally, I'm a midnight muncher, and I can get up in the middle of the night and munch, or I like to eat right before bed. But making small incremental changes, in multiple areas versus going all out, balls to the wall with huge changes, I think can be a little bit better for consistency, because that way you're not feeling as much pressure based around one certain element, where you're making just these little small incremental changes that you can continue to build on, because it's not going to happen overnight. And with so many health and wellness journeys, I see so many people set themselves up for failure by setting these huge, expecting themselves to make just this crazy change, because it's a big change from a lot of people's lifestyles. And I think then that can lead to just cyclical failure if you're not really just tweaking small little things, and then optimizing as you go, if that makes sense.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So that is what I mean, water, we've all heard it. We need 8 glasses of water, 64 ounces of water. But for most of us, it's 64 ounces of soda.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a lot. And unfortunately, I was also that 64 ounces of soda and not the water. So I'm the guilty one here. But after discussing with my doctor and such, they were talking about different things for me to make changes. And one was cutting out a lot of carbs. So I started looking at a keto diet. And that's actually how I found you.
Yeah,
Was,
that
I was searching for some keto diet stuff and found you and was learning about this thing of keto, and I'm loving it because it's got like little to no carbs and I'm not missing it too much. I still
yeah,
do have my challenges, and
sure.
some days are better than others, but I'm not missing them as much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sugar is, I don't know exactly what the figure is off the top of my head, but sugar, it's like 10 times more addictive than like even like a nicotine or caffeine or anything like that. So when you're ingesting sugar, it's creating that pathway of give me more, give me more, give me more. So what could start out as 1 glass of soda can quickly turn into, 20 ounces of soda, turn into a liter, turn into a gallon of soda in a day. And it kind of signals those pathways in our brains that are similar to like an active addiction would be. So I think for me, I see a lot of success with people when we start to pull that sugar out of the diet, or when we replace and use this other product, which is like my favorite by all means, and they're called exogenous ketones. So basically, what these ketones are, it kind of goes along with the keto diet, but it's not. I know there's a lot of people that are familiar with the keto diet. It's something that's very popular and becoming very mainstream right now. Which I'm happy about, because there are so many, so many benefits of the keto diet and the the derivatives of the ketones that come from being on the keto diet. So that's really where the money is it's not so much the keto diet in itself. So the keto diet, just to give a little bit of background for people who may not know, so your keto diet is going to be comprised of like 70% fats and like 25% protein, and then like a 5% carbohydrate ratio. So basically, this just means that fats are going to be your main source of energy. So what we do with with the keto diet, and the reason why it's a little bit challenging at first for some people is because you have to completely restrict your body of carbohydrates for a few days before you really get into this state of ketosis. And what the state of ketosis is, you are in ketosis when there are ketone bodies that are present in your blood. So there's two ways to do this. You can either, one, be on the keto diet where you're restricting all kind of carbohydrate intake. You're not having any carbs other than what's going to be found in like your vegetables or things like that. So either A, you're on the keto diet and you're doing it that way, or B, the much simpler way, and what I have found to be so much more effective with all of the people that I work with, is to drink a form of exogenous ketone. And all that an exogenous ketone is, exogenous means it's coming from outside and you're putting it in, and a ketone is the ketone body. So this is essentially, it's a ketone that you drink. So what it is, they come in a box like this. They look like this. And basically all you do, it's a packet, you mix it into water. As you can see, I just consumed my last one for the day, and then you mix it up and you drink it. And within 60 minutes, you are actually putting yourself in ketosis, just like the keto diet would. So the keto diet is so beneficial, and this is something I could actually talk for hours and hours and hours on, but so beneficial for so many reasons. There's so many long-term effects to the keto diet, which we're still doing a lot of studies on, and even within the company, we have some doctors on staff that are continuously doing studies for these ketones, but you get all the benefits of the keto diet without actually having to follow it. So for most people, the favorite benefit of it is the weight loss that comes with it. So when your body is in a state of ketosis, you are essentially burning fat for fuel. So you're using the fat stores that are in your body. I mean, we all have some additional fat that I think we can get rid of, and you're using that for energy. So our bodies are kind of cool, right? They're kind of like a hybrid car. So you can either run on carbohydrates or you can run on ketones. And it can also do both. So you don't have to be following any kind of specific diet plan for these exogenous ketones to work. They're going to put you in a state of ketosis regardless. So you get the benefits of the fat loss from it. So our brain actually prefers these ketones 4-to-1 over like a carbohydrate or a glucose source. So your brain is going to run at a far more optimized level as it would compared to a carbohydrate. I know for me, a lot of people throughout the day, for myself included, you know, when I'm eating carbohydrates, I get that up and down, that up and down, that up and down that goes with that kind of intake and the fluctuating levels of blood sugar, because when our bodies are completely utilizing carbohydrates as a fuel source, it needs that sugar and that glucose, whether it's in a form of a starch like potato or a sugar like a candy bar or a soda. Our bodies thrive on that glucose or that carbohydrate source for fuel. So when you're actually using ketones, whether you're on the keto diet or you're drinking the exogenous ketones, or if you're doing both, you're going to see that energy level really levels out, and it's more of like this than it is like this with carbohydrates and sugars. So so when you're using the ketones, your energy is going to be a lot more leveled out. The focus that you get from these things, like this is my favorite benefit, right? So I talk to a lot of people on calls all day. I'm consistently on my computer. I also have a marketing business that I do. So at any point in time, there's like 20 things going on, and it can get kind of crazy in my brain to make sense of it all. So I think one of my favorite benefits from this, if not the most favorite benefit of this, is the focus and the mental clarity that I get from these ketones. Because our brain prefers them as fuel, we're just running at much more of an optimal level that really allows me personally to get more things done in a day. So I'm really, really, really loving that benefit of it. But some of the other benefits, Becky, kind of like you talked about, you know, with the sugar cravings, because you're in a state of ketosis when you drink these, it's telling your brain, like, I want more fat for fuel. I don't need to rely on these carbohydrates for fuel. So the craving for sugars is drastically reduced.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, and the appetite control on top of that, because again, you know, our body is relying on a ketone for fuel. By having these in the bloodstream, your appetite really, I don't want to say goes out the window, because that's not necessarily healthy either, but it's hugely suppressed. So I find myself not snacking as often as I normally would,
Right.
if I'm just following a normal diet.
I was interested in what you were telling me about those, so I ordered some, and I did try some. I did the 10-day challenge in our home, and actually, I've tried so many things before, that all the shakes, all the things, and I always had to put all kinds of different things in to make it edible. And so it just nothing really worked for me, but the first day I had this, I had so much energy, I had to go walk around the block a few times just to get some of it off. And then the clarity that started coming as well, because I did do the keto diet and the ketones together. I tried to get rid of some carbs and that, and with that challenge, I lost 10 pounds.
That's freaking awesome.
So
Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. And so, have had a lot more energy, have definitely been a lot more clearer, and so that's been really great. And actually, in our house, my spouse Christine also did it, and she had many of the same results as
I
well.
love that.
So she lost 7 pounds, and, so, and we changed our diet, but we didn't change our diet drastically. We
Right.
just tried to be aware. We didn't take everything away, but we were being more aware of what we put in our body.
That's
So
awesome. Now,
so I'm really happy about that.
how would you say has your relationship with how you're thinking about the food or thinking about the diet, would you say that that's been positively affected?
Yeah, because it's just a matter of now, first of all, the drinks, they come in various flavors. So the 10-day challenge gave me different flavors, which was really nice because I also hate drinking the exact same thing every day. That gets boring too, says the person who drank Coke all day. But
That's a different story.
that's
Different
a different
story.
story. That's an old person. So, but it was easy enough that I could drink while I was sitting working at the computer. I didn't feel like I had to chug it, because some of those other things I've tried, it's like you gotta drink it, because it was a shake and that you had to drink it pretty quickly or it was too warm, and, you know,
Right.
I put some ice cubes in it. It was nice and cold. It was more like a refreshing drink than, "Here, let me have something that's gonna make me."
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I think what's very unique about this product too, and coming from the supplement industry and the fitness industry where I've worked and been embraced in, the last decade, there's so many things that come and go off the market, and there's only going to be so many fat burners or so many protein shakes, and the ingredients in those is really not going to vary. But what really sets this product aside from that is this is not just pumped full of stimulants or something that's going to bring you up and let you crash right back down like something caffeinated or like an energy drink would or something like that. What this is this is an actual fuel source, and these are identical to the ketones that our body makes. So they're completely natural and they're naturally fermented. And that we have over 40 patents on this product in itself, because it truly, truly, truly does work, and we wanted to kind of protect that. But like, because it is an actual fuel source, again, you're not going to get that huge uphill and downhill, and we tried to do a pretty good job of making it taste pretty good. And I think overall they do taste pretty good. But that's a huge differentiator that I always like to kind of touch on, because I'm not sure some people really it's just kind of different from most products that people are used to. Most products, fat burners in particular, are just chock full of like your caffeine or your theanine or your other different stimulant based type products that are just going to jack up your central nervous system and then end up bringing you down when you crash. And it's not like that with these, which I think
Right.
is one of my favorite
So
things.
there are definitely things out there right now, the Red Bull, the energy drinks, those types of things. Now, I've also seen where some of those have actually been said to actually harm you, and kids drinking it and stuff. So, um, how is that different from what you're doing? I mean, you said there was some natural, but how are they doing it? Do you know? Or
I'm not exactly sure how those other things are formulated. All I know is that since I've gotten off of them, I feel 10 times better. But one of my favorite things about this product is like, is it safe for everyone? Because they are literally identical to the ketone bodies that our body produces. Anyone from children to elderly, even pregnant women and breastfeeding women can use this product. And I think that that's something that really hits home for me. And, you know, I mean, as I'm getting older, and as I've, you know, kind of went through this whole fitness journey, and I've tried kind of trust me, every product that you can think of, you know, my long-term health and wellness is really the biggest focus for me. So I personally am not a huge fan of putting anything that's not natural into my body anymore. I think that I did probably enough damage over the years by doing that, that I feel really, really good using this product, and I feel so comfortable behind it because, you know, there is such a large application for the product, and I think that's what makes me so happy about it. Is, like I said, anyone really can use it. Anyone that fits into that spectrum can see the benefits of this without having to make any other really huge changes in their diet or in their lifestyle.
Right. Well, and I know you probably also encourage everybody to talk with their doctor as well before starting anything as well. But do you guys have doctors that you know, give you information? I think I've seen a couple things about some events coming up with different doctors sharing some experiences. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So as we're kind of continuing to grow, we have over a handful of doctors that are on staff with us, and that continuously are conducting kind of these different scientific studies and different experiments with the product and all sorts of different applications to really give us a nice source of information, you know, and they're consistently providing us with these things and consistently coming out with new studies and new case studies and more information to let us all know, you know, the new findings that they're having in conjunction with this product. So we're always staying up to date on you know, the most relevant information when it comes to anything that's kind of ketone related or keto diet related and health related. And they do a really, really, really amazing job of staying hands-on with that information for us too. I mean, a lot of our doctors are consistently going live on Facebook and sharing with us some new findings and answering new questions with people with specific, you know, with specific needs. If it's someone that may have some kind of medical condition, you know, our doctors do such an amazing job to talk on so much of that kind of information and really put it out there for us so that everyone has a really good understanding of the product and how it can be applied and safely used, you know, for them as well.
Very good. So, I know that we're going to post some information on our website. Go to nextgen.com on how to get in contact with you
Yeah.
to have any other questions for anybody. We've got just a couple minutes left. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that I should have asked you?
Yeah. You know, I think we did a pretty good job of touching all the bases as far as yeah, as far as the ketones go. I think yeah, and there's nothing else that comes to mind. I'm sure in the middle of the night it'll pop up, and you know, and then I'll call you. I'll call you right away.
Call and we'll go live again. We'll go live again. Be like, all right, midnight, ready to go.
Exactly, exactly.
So, but all right. Well, you know, Kelsey, I really appreciate you coming on. You are actually our inaugural person guest of our starting on this next gen a group show, and so I appreciate you coming on and sharing your information and advice. And as I said, everybody can go to nextgen.com, and we will have Kelsey's information up there for you. In fact, I believe we'll be seeing her doing a few different things with us in the upcoming. So you just go to nextgen.com and we will get that information for you. So, again, Kelsey, thank you very much for stopping by, and we will talk to you again soon.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to be on next time.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.